The Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine first of all needs a multifunctional fighter capable of using weapons against air and ground targets. Therefore, the Armed Forces of Ukraine appreciate the ideas of enthusiasts regarding the possibility of supplementing the tactical aviation fleet with the American A-10 Thunderbolt II attack aircraft. In particular, these are American F16, F15, or F18 multi-role fighters with certain modifications or European fighter aircraft. F16. In general, a well-flying Hornet can beat a well-flying Viper if you get a quick kill or can tie the Viper in slow flight. However, the Hornet driver generally needs to be at the top of his game because the big-mouthed Viper has tremendous thrust and can get out of trouble quickly. F-15. Eagle, on the other hand, relatively easy. Nothing can beat the F-15 BVR. But in dogfighting, the Eagle has relatively weak nose/pitch authority and high alpha slow speed capabilities compared to the Hornet. The F-15 and F-16 are two of the best fighter jets on Earth, even though they are not named F-35 or F-22. The Ukrainian Air Force's official Twitter account openly requested that NATO provide them with Western fighter jets such as the F-16 Fighting Falcon and F-15 Eagle to help them fight against Russia last week. The Ukrainian Air Force considers securing these fighters important for their country's defense, as they offer advanced systems that are equal to or superior to those of the Russian Air Force. Meanwhile, those pilots will soon begin F-16 flight training, and given the potential alternatives, it will be interesting to hear what they have to say about the F-15 as a theoretically good option for Ukraine. According to Ukraine, their pilots could be trained and ready to fly these American jets into combat after just 2 or 3 weeks of training. But in reality, flying an F-15 or F-16 into combat takes far more time than a single pilot trained enough. While it doesn't take long for these aviators to learn how to execute the basics of flying in a new cockpit, combat is as much a test as any other. Even for American fighter pilots, who spent more time in their cockpits than pilots from most other countries, survival in combat was never guaranteed, let alone victory. Ukrainians have fought valiantly to guard their contested country's airspace, not allowing superior Russian forces or technology to take over their airspace, despite overwhelming odds. Although Ukraine has become increasingly friendly with Western countries in recent years, Ukraine's stockpile of military equipment remains largely Soviet-era technology, including its Air Force. Although the F-15 and F-16 have been flying since the 1970s, Ukraine has operated two very different fighters, the Sukhoi Su-27 and the Mikoyan Mi-29. This is why previous efforts to funnel fighters to Ukraine have centered on Poland's Mi-29 fleet, which was seen as the easiest jet to transition to for Ukrainian pilots. Technically, the Ukrainian aircraft is a newer design than the American Fighting Falcon and Eagle. The Mi-29 first joined the Russian operational fleet in 1982, and the Su-27 joined it in 1985, compared to the F-16 of 1978 and the F-15 of 1976. In fact, these Soviet fighters were developed specifically to compete with the America requested by Ukraine, just as American jets were developed to compete with earlier Soviet fighters.
right, man.